All right, everybody. How's everybody doing today? My name is Harris. I am the tech team lead here at the Entrepreneurship Hub, and I'm very excited to be with you here today to host Rocket Pitch, our first one of the semester. So before we get started, one of our big things here at the Hub is checking in. This is really great for us because it lets us know you were here today so we can provide better engagements for you guys. For you, it's great because you get 400 points. Now, what are points? Points are our gamified system for encouraging you to engage with us here at the Hub. You can use them over at the vending machine. You can use them to redeem for snacks and swag. Great. I personally love our swag. Also, by checking in today, you'll be entered into a giveaway. We will be hosting 2 giveaways, one for free nugs over at Chick-fil-A, very exciting, and another for a swag bag, which is just, speaks for itself. It's pretty awesome. So for the event today, how it will work, we have 2 very awesome pitchers for you today. Each of them will be giving a 3 to 4 minute pitch with a hard cutoff at 4 minutes. Then we'll open up the floor to you guys. You'll have about 4 minutes. That's usually 2 to 3 questions, maybe a little bit more, for audience Q&A. The pitchers are expected to go through our 5 aspects of a good pitch, talk about their problem, talk about the market, talk about the competition, their solution, and how they will deliver that solution. After both pitchers have gone, we will give you guys a chance to vote, and you guys are going to decide who actually comes away with the win here. At the end of the day, whoever wins will receive 800 engagement points in addition to the 400 you get for checking in, so 3 times your value, and an entry to pitch at our demo day, which is our end of semester event, which it will give you an opportunity to win up to $1,000 in prizes. All right, I think we are about ready to get going. We will invite our first pitcher up here, Tim Pyatt and Sam Herrick. Yes, for the Zoom listeners.
Cool. So let's go ahead and get this started. As we said, my name is Samuel Herrick, Tim Pyatt, and we are here, 2 of the 3 founders on behalf of Parklots. So before we actually get into what we serve, let's talk about what our problem is. And the problem is parking on college campuses sucks, and it doesn't change. No matter if you're a student, faculty member, or a visitor, it's always a pain in the butt. Nothing's ever great about it. We did a little bit of research and found that 70% of other college campuses also agree their parking sucks. So let's figure out how can we fix that for not hundreds of thousands of dollars of upfront investment to the university. The way we're going to do that is via a mobile application where what we plan to do is give real-time live parking accessibility to every single parking lot on campus. In conjunction with an interactive map to show you all of the bus routes of William and Mary and the times. Pretty cool. So if we were just to quickly do a walkthrough of how the app would work, imagine that we click the little parking helper button at the top, right? So then it would show us a list of all of the available parking decks or lots that would work for you. It would ask for a filter, right? What kind of parking pass you have, or if you're a visitor. And from there, we would show you all of the available spots based on how many spots are available at that location. Is it applicable to your type of permit? And how far is it? And even if you press the little button in the bottom right corner, it would create a navigation map on like Google Maps from where you're at to the parking. A lot easier than going to Google. Likewise, this is how we would just a mock-up on how we would have it for the bus routes, where you'd be able to go through interactable map, click on the adjoining routes, and see what times they're there for. Now, as to how we've done it so far, we've done it through, this is our MVP. What we've done is built in a artificial intelligence model into a traditional security camera. something just like this, a $50 camera. And using that, we can have the AI overview specific parking lots and designate vehicles. This is just the parking lot at my where I live. So I had it just go ahead and go and build through where what we're doing is taking a look at every single vehicle, and if it's red, it means it's stationary. And if it was green, it would mean it's moving. And then we have a line right now, just preliminarily for the base model, because right now our AI is still a baby. We're still molding it, but it is slowly getting there. But I'm happy to say, as of today, we do have a working prototype. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and pass it off to Tim for a little bit more of the competitive landscape on the strategic side.
Cool, thanks, Tim. My clicker. All right, so let's take a look at some of our target market, what's going on. So an important thing here is that you'll see a lot of these places like George Mason University, 40,000 on staff, 12,000 parking spots. Yikes. They're within 50 miles of Williamsburg, right here. We have about 35 higher ed institutions. So it's just a brief chart, feel free to read it if you want. But where we sit in the competitive landscape, sort of our positioning is traditionally, there are 4 big players in the business solution side of things. And then there are the user solutions. And the user solutions, as you guys know, you're all probably very familiar with these. They charge you money, and then they charge the business money. But where we sit is we don't charge the end user any money. We charge the business money for licensing our software. And we fill this beautiful little bubble here, bridging business solution with end user solution. So a lot of other practical applications for this that we've been kind of exploring as well. For example, we've talked to people at the Newport News shipyard. They're very interested. West Rock paper manufacturing facilities, very interested. Think about traditional, parking garages, convention centers, things like that, where there's a large volume of parking and nowhere to put your car, or a hard time finding a spot to put your car. So with that, we're open for questions.
Raise your hand if you have a question and we'll pass the mic to you.
You mentioned that you have a prototype algorithm right now, and it seems like the viability of your business is entirely reliant on the reliability of that algorithm. So what is the reliability of the algorithm right now as far as you're aware?
So as of today, it's not the highest reliability today. Now, to be fair, I do not come with a CS background or anything. I'm just a business student who has an interest in going online and learning how to code. So I'm doing this with very minimal experience, but the process of it does work. It does fully work. But yeah, getting it to run at 99% of the time for my whole day, it's not happening right now. It just isn't, and it's truthfully a little bit out of my wheelhouse at the moment. But that's a great question, and to give you a little bit of inference to that, we were using, obviously we're using compute hours on a graphics card to do this. 4 days ago, it was 1-to-1, right? So to be able to operate it was taking to check a parking lot for 1 hour cost 1 hour of compute. Today, it's 1 hour of running costs about 12 minutes of compute. So I've already brought it down by about 4 times in this week, and I think I can get it down to about 12% of every hour. So.
Somebody else have it? So, really cool idea. But I'm curious about the financial side of it. What are you going to charge for this, and how do you make money, and all that kind of fun stuff?
Yeah, great question. We haven't officially firmly landed on a pricing structure yet. We still are in the idea prototyping stage, so we're not even registered yet. With that being said, we have been playing around with some numbers. Part of this is going to kick back to the B school, where we have a lot of people who are really good at pricing. Armand, for example, sitting right behind you, our pricing guru. But we're looking at doing a SaaS model. So traditionally, the big 4 from this slide, they're charging 6 figures for licensing alone, and then there's a monthly subscription on top of that. given that we can scale down costs and infrastructure costs for these institutions, we're looking at about a $30,000 licensing fee with about a $1,500 monthly subscription.
And just to jump on that, today, it costs about 40 cents an hour for us to operate one parking lot.
There are a number of parking lots that use sensors to identify vacant spaces, which obviously is an expensive installation. The idea of using AI is great. But there must be some limitations. I mean, you've got parking lots where there are a lot of corners, where there need more cameras, and also lighting. What do you think are the sort of restrictions on how well you can identify empty spaces?
So that's a great question. Thank you. So based just off of how we're running or how we're building the business, right? We're not exactly looking at individual spots. And I think that's just what makes sense, especially when we're looking at an app to make a quick decision on parking. We're not going to be, we don't want it to be like picking a seat in the movie theater. It's just going to be too much information for you. You're going to freak out. You're going to have. So instead, we're just giving you the aggregate number of slots in that parking lot to give you a quick look into whether or not it's even worth your time considering that lot. As far as like going through like night stuff, I'm testing, what you saw on the MVP is testing through just a $50 camera I found online. And for that $50 camera, I have IR and I'm night vision up to 160 feet. And I've tested it and it was working this past weekend as well. We had a little bit of an ice storm and I'm in Richmond, so we had a little bit more snow than in Williamsburg. The system still ran while it was snowing, no issues. Rain, snow, it doesn't mind. It can also detect, so right now we can detect vehicles, trucks, people. We can put in up to 80 different classifications. I purposely just kept it small, just for compute.
Yeah, so if you think about an open lot, right? We basically would just track in and out at each one of the entrances and exits. And you saw on the MVP, it dings it with an individual identifier when it sees it driving by. Logistically, we haven't also necessarily gotten that far, right? But yeah, it's certainly something worth digging more into.
Oh, I'm sorry. And on the thing of like multi-tier, you can actually, even if the cameras don't see each other, you can integrate it to where they all kind of think they all recognize that they're in a 3D space. So more or less, you can build a logic where, right, when we see if a vehicle goes through the first camera, we know they're on the first floor. We put another camera on an adjoining corner to the second floor, and we see them pass. It's pretty good inference. We know they're not on the first floor anymore.
I was just wondering, because your business relies so much on cameras, how would you set that up? Are you planning to just create your own cameras and place them in every single parking lot, rely on public cameras? And what would that infrastructure setup look like?
It probably looked a lot like the infrastructure that we have for internal buildings. Putting up security cameras isn't something that humanity is not done. Pretty simple, but the IT setup on the back will be a little bit more. We have thought about stuff like how to get power to these security cameras. Where are they gonna be at, right, centrally? Because a poor location would just directly impact the accuracy, and that's really what we're looking for, is to maximize uptime and maximize reliability. Because if it's not reliable, then it's not worth squat. So.
Well, the last question was actually mine also. But I originally had thought that you were going to tie into existing security cameras to use them that way. My question was going to be, if you were going to do that in your discovery process, have you run into any blowback from the security party campuses?
So great question. Sam is much more of a technical expert, but I'm gonna take a shot at this one. So Theoretically, a lot of, like, if we try to run it through like a Nest doorbell camera, right, it wouldn't work because Nest blocks it. So it would depend on the infrastructure in place, but if it is a traditional IP camera, then we can just route right through it.
Yep, so, little bit on the back tech side to make it simple. An IP camera means that the camera has an IP address that you can lock into and load into a program. Whereas like a Nest, a Ring doorbell, etc., are basically security cameras where you can buy them, but you have to download that company's application to see the video. So a lot of companies do this and purposely bake their camera into a proprietary application. Because if they didn't, then people like me would buy $17 cameras and use them to do my projects. So IP cameras are a totally different side from usually residential cameras. But thankfully, this is an IP camera, so they are abundant, and it's just kind of knowing where to look. Like, for example, Reeling is a big IP camera supplier.
I don't really have a question. I just want to encourage you guys. Nice job on the presentation. You've gotten some really good questions about some work that I think you need to do to figure out the business model size of this, the implementation part. But what I want to say is that I've been here 10 years and I've heard 10 years of parking app ideas. And this was the first that someone's actually gone the next step and developed an MVP. So you're making progress towards something that I can see could be real. And I just want to encourage you to keep going, keep figuring those parts out, and then try to address all of these other questions that you're getting. Very important questions about what does the pricing model look like and how do you get the infrastructure there. But way to go on getting to an actual early solution. Just keep going.
Thank you for that.
Thank you.
Because that's exactly what I've been looking at. It's not, you can have 20 pages of business plan, but if you don't have a product that actually does what you're talking about, it's just words. So
If I got $1 for every parking app that I've heard about over the last 10 years, I'd
tens of dollars.
no, I got more than that.
Thank you. Can I have the clicker back? That was good. That was good. They're going to the Q&A time. Our next pitcher, Hunter Harrison, Hunter University. Give him a big round of applause.
See if I remember how to use this. All right.
Other direction, other way.
All right, there we go. All right, so who in here has, ever wanted to start a business or would consider themselves an entrepreneur, maybe a creative thinker or an innovator? Well, Hunter University, which is not named after me, the theme is hunting success. So that is what we're really trying to encourage all of our users to do. And basically, we're trying to create an environment where all of these like-minded people come together. And this is reflected in our motto, Fortes Fortuna Audavit, and that's fortune favors the bold, which is a quality of entrepreneurs. So offerings, what do we offer? So we offer an app. So the Hunter University app will be released on the iOS store and Google Play Store. We're also planning a web app, so Linux, Windows. We have a Discord community, so all of our users can engage with each other and attend events. We have downloadable certificates when you complete courses. And the courses themselves, they are created by professors and entrepreneurs from around the world. We've actually had a professor at William & Mary who is willing to contribute some course material. And those courses just on various internet business models, entrepreneurship courses, but I'd say more specifically is business related courses. So like Shopify, e-commerce, business ethics courses. We have a range of everything. So continuing on, this is the Discord community. Has anyone in here ever used Discord or downloaded Discord? Okay, we got quite a few actually. So that's a little clip of what that looks like. Then moving on to the app. So this is actually what the app looks like. It is in development right now. So when users log on, this is what they'll first see. There is a chat bot in the corner and it's going to answer questions. So about the app, our services, but also basic business questions. Because what we want our users to choose our platform. We want them to know what they're getting into. So before they subscribe, we want to walk them through everything. Then as you saw right here, we kind of walk through what a course would look like, how you click on it, and yeah, so that is the first course people would take. So continuing on, who are our competitors? So we have a couple competitors, but one of them is called Masterclass. I'm sure people here have heard of it. And they offer courses taught by experts, professionals. And these courses can include entrepreneurship and business courses, but Masterclass is very expensive and it really lacks that like community. And YouTube, I mean, you're lacking a community and it takes a while to watch a lot of YouTube videos and you know, it just takes a long time to really get a good grasp on any business concept from YouTube. So revenue model, this is how we make money. So we have a $10 monthly plan, a $100 annual plan. So that's $20 discount to incentivize users to pay that $100 subscription. In our projections, 70% gross margin, and this is based on the 30% app store fee. And we're estimating about 1,000 subscribers upon release from students on this campus, other colleges, and that's going to total about 70 to 84,000, depending on if people do the monthly plan or the annual plan. So marketing, just real quick, we're going to release free YouTube videos on just some entrepreneurial insights, internet business model tips. I'm probably going to even do a quick run through how to make a Shopify store. Then we're going to use some other platforms for advertisements, updates, and posts about the company. It's really trying to target a lot of different avenues to market this. So thank you. And these are our QR codes you can scan for the LinkedIn, the Instagram. Now, when you scan it, it's going to say Harrison Bertolo. My business partner, Blake Bertolo, he's not here today. He wasn't feeling well, but we named the company after ourselves. So it's Harrison Bertolo. And our app is Hunter University. So don't be confused if you see a different name on the Instagram and the LinkedIn. So thank you. Are there any questions?
Yeah, I was just curious, possibly. What, exact target market, I guess, are you chasing? So you mentioned pricing, so I guess I'm
Yes.
curious how that target market plays into the pricing. So you mentioned that you wanted it to be a little bit cheaper than your competitors that are out there.
Right. So, you know, our main target, I would say, is college students, but specifically 18 to 30-year-olds, interested in entrepreneurship, college students, probably not high school students. This is definitely more of something that you would learn while in college to have a side hustle, or maybe you're just trying to augment your income, learn Shopify, learn some type of e-commerce. We even teach you how to publish Kindle books. So even if you're interested in creative writing, this is a great side hustle you can learn. So that's where our target market is.
Yeah, and just like a secondary to that, is there ways other than price that you plan on specializing it to and targeting college students?
Sure. So a big way of that that we're doing is the Discord community, and we do have guest speakers. So we already have a few lined up, and these are just entrepreneurs or professors who are like, hey, you know what? I have 1 hour a month free time, and we're gonna have different guest speakers each month. And there's like, you know what? What's 1 hour? Like, I'll come on, I'll talk, and there's a lot of events that we have, and we have some challenges that we have for members of our community. So we have a lot of things that engage everyone.
Awesome, thank you.
Of course. Yeah, Andrew.
How are you gonna separate yourself from something like the Harvard course packs or any kind of media that's published by any of these universities? I mean, with that name, they get enough widespread.
Exactly. So one thing is that the courses you can learn on Harvard and all that, I mean, you're not going to learn Shopify e-commerce, you're not going to learn SaaS, you're not going to learn how to make automations to automate your business, like Amazon KDP publishing. You don't learn this stuff at most universities or courses. That's why I saw the void in the market for this type of content. And also a lot of the challenges that you get, from taking an online Harvard course, you don't really get to know people, like network, really have that connection with your class. Because within this platform, in the Discord, we have separate classes. So we basically divide our students into groups so they can basically work with each other and compete. So we're trying to create that sense of competition and teamwork, which is crucial for entrepreneurship.
Yeah, I may have missed this in your pitch, but where
Yeah.
did you come up with the number of 1,000 people who are gonna subscribe to your like company right off the launch? Like,
Sure,
did you do a
sure.
survey or is that just a guess?
So it's based on, conducting like, response, just going out, asking people like, hey, would you be interested in like our app? So I'd say like surveys that I conducted and also just, trying to base on like how much we're planning on allocating the marketing and calculating like, well, what's 1% of people who at least click on the app? Then let's do 1% of that actually download it, because we are going to allocate a lot of money to advertising on all of the different platforms I mentioned. So it's kind of just like 1% of that who actually download the app, then 1% who actually click subscribe. So, we are going to spend a lot on marketing soon. So.
Awesome. Thank you, Hunter. Great pitch. Very succinct. My question is kind of a follow-up to his question, which is, in your customer discovery process so far, what insights have you uncovered that you've now implemented into your pre-launch?
Sure. So one insight that I found was that people want there to be some backing to these courses. So for instance, we are trying to register with the PA Department of Education to be certified as a type of specialty school or institution. Now, it wouldn't be a college per se, but it's like, it would be a type of like entrepreneurship school or whatever. But it's that we have backing or some type of accreditation of the courses. And I found that to be very important because people want to add these to their resume. They might want to, just have them like on their LinkedIn, say, hey, I completed this. And having some type of professional backing is very important. And this is something that our new partner addressed as well. And I'm saying, hey, this is something that people really want. And I'm like, I agree. I've talked to a lot of people and they really want to see like some type of accreditation for these certificates.
I'm just wondering, because I guess college students, your target market, very price conscious group of people, and then within that, you're seeking the self-motivated group of people within college students. I'm just wondering, because as a student here, we have access to so much free information, like we have JSTOR subscriptions,
right,
so many databases. I'm just curious what you think the value proposition is with two guys competing against millions of free resources online.
So two things. One, we have a couple more people than two guys. We're starting to grow the team a bit. One of my guys is right there, actually. He's very fun. So yeah, we're starting to grow the team a bit, but I get what you're saying. It is a small team. We are competing against very large like institutions and everything. And what we're trying to do is we're trying to make this like not only like educational, but entertaining. We want people to be engaged. So like part of it is the challenges that we will have with the different classes. We want them to compete. We want you to have fun, engage with other people. We would like it to get to the point where, you actually do end up starting a side hustle. You end up starting a business. It's doing well. You're earning some money. You just stay subscribed because you're having fun. You're meeting people. You're making connections. It's a valuable networking tool. And it's a great way just to learn more and to have a good time. Any other questions?
So in early part of your presentation, you show what all the offerings are,
Yes.
and there's a lot. I'm wondering if you could sort of distill what your MVP would be. If you could sort of narrow it down, what might be an MVP that you're trying to go to market with?
Sure. So the MVP, if I go back, let's see. So going back to this, the app's going to look very minimal when we launch. So it is going to just be like the homepage, the Discord community, which is an essential feature. We're going to have the courses, the course certificates, and that is about it when we launch. So the community, the course certificates, which you receive once you complete a course, the courses themselves, the app, and we also are going to have the rudimentary basis for the class system. And this is how we organize students in the different classes and groups to have them compete. Is going to be a very basic version of that. So where you're just grouped and the challenges are gonna come out later. Also, more guest speaker events are gonna come out later. So when we launch, it's very minimum in what we're offering.
Do you think you could test something useful that you could generate useful insights just from a Discord community? Do you think you might be able to do that?
I don't, because I think a big part of this is actually how people learn through our app. So we're having we're gonna have a like a very nice UI, very user friendly. You're able to go through, click on buttons, click on sections, write like responses to yourself, essentially taking notes or like making a mental note of like, hey, here's what I learned. Here's what I learned in this section, answering quizzes. So it's a very integral part of the learning experience, having the UI and where you click through and actually learn. And we can't really replicate that on Discord. And we actually want to see how much people like the app. Do people enjoy having the app, or would they rather it be a website? So that is a part of our testing process.
Awesome. Yeah, phenomenal pitch.
Thank you.
As kind of mentioned in the previous pitch though, kind of saying business propositions compared to having the physical product. Do you have an expected launch timeline? And if so, what does that look like?
So yes, so our launch timeline, I would like to launch within the next 2 months. So that's quite likely since all of our courses are done. We have all the course content, we have the basic app, we have the Discord community set up. Now what we have to do is we have to pull, basically, bring it all together. So we're gonna upload the courses to the app. So we're gonna upload to the database. It's gonna be appearing on the front end of the app. We have to create the certificates. Ideally, we would reach out to the PA Department of Education to get certified. Then we would hire more developers to finish the app. Finish the database, the Discord bot, which ensures that you actually joined our app before you join the Discord. It is an exclusive community. And start beginning work on the class system, which is going to involve Google Cloud servers. So that's kind of the 2-month plan before we launch.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So as a follow-up to Graham's question, if you were gonna beta test this, forgetting about what platform it might be on or
Sure.
anything like that, how many people would you wanna have in your group of beta testers, a community?
So if I were to beta test, which we are considering, we would probably let everyone join for, I'd say even free for a month. Just kind of do a free run for a month, see how many people join, see how like get our responses. What course did you like? What business model do you want to see? What do you want implemented? I would ideally like 500 to 1,000 people, especially if it's free for a month, because I really want something that's statistically significant. So we can actually do like polls on what people like, what they don't like, what they want to see, and how we could better improve the product when we actually launch. So.
Thank you.
All right, another round of applause for. All right, so now you guys get the opportunity to make that really hard decision and vote between our two pitchers. Now, the voting system will have 4 pitchers. We normally have 4 pitchers. So for those pitchers 3 and 4, put down whatever you want. It won't be counted. But you do have to fill out those slots for you to be able to submit the form. So I give you guys a couple minutes to do that. And then we'll announce some giveaway winners before letting you guys know who won. All right, so as we give people the last couple seconds, of course, this is not working now. Give me 2 seconds. We are going to announce for next week, next Friday, February 21st, from noon to 1. Again, all of our big events on Fridays are from noon to 1. Sorry. We will have our next topic talk. This is going to be Todd DeRose. He's going to be talking about marketing on a budget. Make sure you guys mark your calendars. I would love to see you there. Our last one was fantastic. And this one is just, I think it's going to be the exact same. And then for 2 weeks from today, we will have our second rocket pitch. So if you liked what you saw today and you were inspired to pitch yourself, you can scan this QR code to fill out and reserve a spot in the next rocket pitch. I feel like our second rocket pitch always fills up faster than our first one. So make sure you do it now before somebody else takes your spot. And then can I have a drum roll, please? For our winner of the swag giveaway and the Chick-fil-A nuggies, we have Amelia Torres-Sign. Yay, come on down. Thank you so much for checking in. We're happy to have you. There you go. All righty. Yeah, I know. And then a second drum roll, please. We have our votes tallied in. Our winner of our first rocket pitch for this semester is Tim Pyatt, Parkwise. We have a swag bag for you, and you've earned 800 extra points. Sam will get you those points.
I'm about to say.
Yeah. We'll make sure you get those points as well. All right. Thank you guys so much for what's up?
What else did they get?
But wait, there's more.
Oh yeah, you get entered. I talked about this in the beginning. You get entered into demo day, our end of semester pitch competition, where you will have the chance to win up to $1,000. Pretty exciting. I'm going to throw our check-in QR code back up front so that if you did not have a chance to check in the beginning, unfortunately, you can no longer win the giveaway because, we already have a winner for that. But we would still love to have you check in. Thank you guys so much for coming. There's pizza in the kitchen and enjoy yourself. Network. We got a lot of great people here.